Okay, we're going to be talking about writing fractions from situations. So for example, if I had, let's say, 20 horses, okay, and if 6 of them were female, and if I asked you what fraction of them were female, okay, so what fraction of them are female? So remember, when you think of a fraction, okay, it's a little different than a ratio. A ratio can be, for last week, could be a part to a part or a part to a whole. All right, a fraction is always whatever part they're asking for over the whole, the total. Always, always, always. Okay, that's very important. So I'm asking about female. So the part that I would put right here would be how many female horses that I have. So I have 6 female out of 20 total. So this right here would be my fraction. So on the quiz, or I'm going to call it a quiz. It's just a daily grade, but the website is called Quizzes. All right. So it's not a quiz grade. It's just a daily assignment, and you can resubmit. You can do it as many times as you want until you get 100. So that's the cool thing about it. Now, that doesn't mean that it doesn't show me what you get on each level. Okay, I see what grade that you first got and then your second try and so forth. So don't just go through and guess, all right? Have a piece of paper, work it out a little bit if you need to. So I know that this fraction can be simplified, but on your assignment, I'm not making you simplify, okay? And so if you want a little refresher on simplifying, just to wrap your head around it, I'm going to think of what factor, what number would go into both of these numbers evenly. So 6 is not a factor of 20. 6 times nothing is 20 with whole numbers. So maybe I would try 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. 20 divided by 2 is 10. All right, so that right here would be an answer choice on your homework. But on the second homework, when we're talking about fractions to percentages, it throws in a little bit of some questions that you might have to simplify with, okay? So these two fractions are equivalent to each other. But this one here, on your first assignment, that's labeled fractions, writing fractions from word problems, I will let you leave your fraction like this. Okay? All right, so what happens if I have, let's say, 5 people that like cheese as their favorite food. I have 2 people that like bananas as their favorite food. And then 1 person that likes apples as their favorite food. Okay, and I'm asking you what fraction, like bananas as their favorite fruit. Okay, so remember, a fraction is a part to a whole. What part am I asking for? I'm asking for bananas, and we're going to put it over the total, but it doesn't give me the total, but it gives me enough information that I can find the total. If I know that I have these 5 people, and then these 2 people, and this 1 person, I can add 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 1 is 8, so my total is 8. Okay, so there was a way for me to find out what that whole was. So again, part over whole. So the part that we're asking about is bananas. So that's 2 out of our total is 8. Okay, so that would be your answer on your assignment. Now, on your second assignment, it might ask you to simplify it. Okay, and so an equivalent simplified fraction would be 1/4. So that means 1 out of every 4 people like bananas. Okay, so if you had 8 people, 2 people would like bananas. All right, so that's how we're going from fraction, from situations. We're writing a fraction from a situation or a word problem. All right, your second lesson, your second assignment is going to be fractions to percents. Okay, and this is all review, guys. All right. And so let's say I give you the fraction 3/20, and I want you to change it into a percent. Okay, remember, this is part of a whole. So a percent is also part of a whole, all right? It's whatever part you're given out of 100, right? Because that's what percent means, is out of 100. So there's lots of ways I could do this. So if you have your way that you love, and you know that you're correct, that is fine. You can do it your way. If you need a little refresher, what you can do is take that fraction and put it in a percent box. Okay, so you have your part and you have your whole. Okay, and if this is your percent side, then basically you're saying what part out of 100 is equal to 3 out of 20. So at this point, you can, what always works is cross multiplying. Okay, 3 times 100 is 300 divided by 20. Okay, that's going to work every single time. We also talked about the easy way. Okay, so if I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, do I know 20 times something equals 100? Yes, 20 times 5 equals 100. So whatever I do here, because of this equal sign here, I can do here as well. So this is increasing times 5. This is going to increase times 5. So 3 times 5 is 15. But if you cross multiplied and divided, this right here is going to get you your 15% as well. Okay, so if I do divide by 10, or I for an I, that's 30 divided by 2, which is 15. So 3 out of 20, that fraction becomes a percent as 15%.